Opening up the toy vault here, going all the way back to 1983, kicking it old school with Takara Microman Microchange Gun Robo Series, Walther P-38, otherwise known as MC-12, a pre-Japanese Megatron before he was Megatron. This is probably one of the mintiest figures I have in my collection as far as the actual figure itself and the box. This is Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Let's get right into the details. All right, let's get into the details of this beautiful box. Just a very, very stunning piece here to look at. On the right here, we have the pre-Japanese Megatron looking very, very cool there. You see a sort of black and brown deco there. Very nice airbrushed image there like we've seen before. And I love the blue inner legs. So yeah, this is the mold version that would eventually become the G1 version of Megatron. As you notice, the black, brown, and the blue inner legs there. Very different from what we're used to. Now over here, we have the three bullets here. The top one says German famous gun. The second one says that Walther P-38. I know it's very strange. The third one says Microchange to Gun Robo. So down here we have MC, Microman, Gun Robo. This says Walther P-38 in Japanese. There it is inside the window. On the side, you basically have the same thing on either side. You have the Microman Gun Robo, Walther P-38, and on this side as well. Same exact thing. On the bottom, you do see that same image, and then you do actually see the toy gun there. And again, Walther P-38. On the top, you have Microman Microchange series there. And it does have some English. Gun Robo, Walther P-38 data. MC Action Command Robot. Contains military computer Microm 38. Automatic laser and dimension blade. So it does have some English there on the top. Now let's turn this around and look at the back of the box. Looking at the back of the box, actually a lot going on here. So let's take a quick look at the toy image there. You see the Microman figure right there in toy form. And then it's very, very cool. It actually goes from the gun and then slowly shows him transforming into the robot there. So very, very cool. And then this black text says the same thing that we saw on the top of the box right there. And then the blue text, I did translate this. It says, it was adopted as the official pistol of the German army in 1938. It is also a pioneer military pistol. It still has the highest class of performance. It does have some data there and some specs and things like that. So very, very cool. It says, Microchange is our Microman friends who always transforms into familiar objects. And when we're in trouble, they telepathically come to our rescue. That is actually the very old Takara mark way back when. Like I said, back in 1983, there's the company information there. Interesting thing about the Japanese boxes, they never say the date on them. I actually had to look up on Wikipedia the date of this figure. And then down here, frontal view of the gun there, side view. It does come with targets, some other things that we'll get into right about now. All right, there you see the inside of the box, all the contents. Before we get into that, there are two little manuals. One is the instructions, and one is sort of a catalog. The first one is a Microman catalog, so MC Microchange. This is so cool. I mean, I love looking at stuff like this. So I remember back in the day, I remember my oldest brother used to have the Micronauts. I think not in Japan, in America, they were called Micronauts. And it was these little figures, and they came with like little like rocket launchers and stuff. And I had no idea that back then that they were, going to be related to Transformers in the future. But there's a story there, obviously all in Japanese, not going to translate the whole thing. But yeah, just some very, very cool artwork. But yeah, I mean, the artwork on this is just so cool. And yeah, you do see what would become Ravage down there as well. So yeah, there's definitely some old school Transformer references here. And yeah, so the Microchange 1, you have the cassettes, that would become Ravage and Rumble and Laserbeak, Condor they used to call it. So that's like 1, 2, and 3. And then the cassette machines, these are cool too. They're like little cassettes that transform into vehicles. You can put your Microman on, MC8. That's very cool. That one turns into a helicopter and a bike. Very, very cool. I have seen these around in recycle shops here in Japan. And then you have the Gun Robo, which was, I think was a Browning, what they used to call it was Browning. It was MC07. A different, Browning right there. So it's Browning. So a different type of gun there. I also do have this one in box. And then this is the 44 Magnum, which I can't imagine this. Too many people have this. Is a very rare figure. So there are 3 gun Robos. There's the Browning, there's the Magnum, and then what we have here is the Walther P-38. Now this is what would eventually become Megatron. Now this set does not contain any stock add-on pieces, so it doesn't have like the sight and the scope and the, I forgot what you call that thing, the stock, I guess. So this does not include any of that. So scope, the silencer, and the stock. So that is the Walther P-38. This is actually a different deco than the one we're looking at today. And then, yeah, there you see Cassette Man. Old school Soundwave right there. So, wow. Very, very cool. I would love to get my hands on that. And then next to them, you have the what they call the Camera Robo. What would eventually become Reflector there. So, very, very cool. I just love looking at all this stuff. So cool. And then you have the Watch Robo. You know, the little watches that turned into robots. Very, very cool. I think I had one of these back in the day. I can't remember which one. And then, of course, the Micro Robot Car, which would eventually become the Minibots. Cliff Jumper, Bumblebee. Yeah, and then down here you have Brawn and Gears and Pipes and Wind Charger. And I just love the names. In Japanese, it says Trans Am. Pipe says American Truck. Gears says 4WD, 4-wheel drive, off-road. And then Brawn is just Jeep. It's just it's just basically that's what, you know, that's what they are. And then this is like Familia 1500 XG, Volkswagen, and then that's the Porsche 924 Turbo. So yeah, the names are just like as is, as the vehicles are named. A couple more pages here. We have Microman. I'm not sure what these are. I'm not familiar with these, but those look pretty cool. And then you have like the biosuits, I guess it's called. So I was not really familiar with these. Not sure if these were ever released in America. And then there's the Microman, just a bunch of different Microman mech suits and things like that. And just kind of rounding out the last page here. So yeah, that is, and then there's like a little kid there looking at the little Microman. So yeah, Takara 1974. That's about right, because I remember it was like the late 70s when it came out in America. So anyways, Microman right there. And then we have the Walther P-38. We have the instruction manual here, which folds out like that. And it does show basically the same thing that we saw on the box, on the back. Again, another ad for Microchange series things. You can see everything that was just in that catalog. And then down here, you do see the prices. Wow, look at the prices. That's crazy. That's crazy. Watch Robo is like 2,800 yen. And then down here, yeah, this is new. This was new heroes back in the day. So, wow, Soundwave, 2,980 yen, 2,200 yen, 3,500 yen. God. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. That's crazy. And then inside is just the instructions for the robot mode, and then all the things that do come with it. And then, yeah, it gets the little bullets and stuff. It actually shoots the bullets. So, yeah, speaking of all the things that come with it, let's take a look at the contents. Okay, here are the contents out of the styrofoam here. Let's take a quick look at the stickers here. These are unused. I will not be putting these stickers on, just staying on the sticker sheet. So they are done in very shiny silver. You get some stickers there, you know, Gun Robo and Walther P-38 there. Interesting how they have the actual, you know, name of the figure that you can actually put on the gun. But yeah, there's an unused sticker sheet there. Then next thing are these little targets. This is very cool. So it comes with 3 targets, and they're all sort of different. Let's see if I can unfold these. And I'm not sure how you're supposed to, I don't know if you're supposed to cut them or something. Anyways, this is the first target, and they actually have names. This is Acro Devil. Very cool. And then there's another guy here whose name is Acro Satan, but like in English it looks like Satan. Acro Satan, that guy. And then there's Acro Satan 2. There are fold marks here. It does say fold in Japanese. So I think you're supposed to fold it. I don't think you're supposed to cut it. Maybe it's just one big thing and it just makes like a square or something. And I don't know. Anyways, you can have target practice. So that's very cool. Again, I'm not going to be folding any of that. So just putting that back there. And then you do have the bullets that are still on the sprue. That comes with 2 of them. As much as I want to take one of these off and try it out, I kind of want to just leave them on the sprue. You get 20 bullets, so you get 20 bullets there. Very cool. And then you do have the automatic laser here that comes with it. And this is the same exact one, just bringing in my one from Megatron. This is the exact same. It's just the same exact mold. This one's probably in a little bit better shape, but yeah, not too bad there. So you get the automatic laser there. And then you get the Dimension Blade again, like we've seen with the G1 Megatron. And this is the one that I have from Megatron, so it is the exact same mold. So this one is just a little bit shinier. This one's a little more beat up, but not bad. It's got a few little scratches on it, but not too bad. So it does come with that. And then let's pause here. We're going to take a look at just the gun here. All right, let's look at the details of the Walther P-38 here. So instead of the gray deco, you have just the black plastic all over. It does have the imprint here of Walther P-38. And it does say MC12 and 13. I think 12 is this deco. 13 must be the other sort of gray deco that we saw in the catalog. And instead of a black handle here, we have the brown there. And just, pretty much the same as we've seen with Megatron there. But yeah, it's a really cool. I do like this deco. The brown and the black is, definitely gives it a different look. And that's how we look on the other side. You do have some die casts here. I mean, this thing is, just like Megatron, it's got some nice weight to it. There is some die cast right here. It's not looking too great these days, but not bad. And then it does say made in Japan and Takara, so it's legit. But yeah, for the most part, that is the gun mode. The mechanism, the mechanism still works. So if you pull the trigger, you can see, if you put those bullets in there, it actually would shoot. So that is nice to know. So bringing in, let's bring in Megatron for a quick comparison here. We can just see how these guys differ here. So this is the Megatron that we're all, used to. So again, the gray plastic, it's got the stickers on it. It's got the, the black handle as opposed to the brown. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. A little bit of, a little bit of differences here. Actually, right here, I'm trying to figure out the differences here. Here and here look very different. It does have the same, Walther P-38. Obviously, you have the part for the scope that's on top where the old school one doesn't. But, the barrel, everything looks the same. The detail right there is all the same. The trigger is all the same. And then going in on the other side, pretty much looks the same. The handle, everything like that. And so, yeah, there are some subtle differences. Also, this feels very solid to me. My Megatron is this part is always kind of really loose and makes this sort of barrel kind of floppy and stuff. So this Megatron is not in the greatest condition, but again, this is a lot softer. The click on this, as you can hear that, as opposed to the more sort of distinct, louder click of the Walther P-38. So yeah, there they are in their gun modes. Yeah, let's get these guys transformed and see how their robot modes compare. Okay, taking a look at Megatron before he was Megatron in his robot mode. Pretty much the same as, it's the same exact mold, just done in a different deco. You have all the black as opposed to the gray. The head sculpt is a little bit different, coming in close on that head sculpt. You do see brown on either side of his face right there and there, as opposed to the black on Megatron. And then I think the eyes look a little bit more pronounced, a little bit more yellow on this version. A couple other things to note are his fists are brown as opposed to black. And then the inside of his legs are blue as opposed to red. So pretty much everything else, the same sticker detail on his chest. Everything else is pretty much the same. Again, also there is blue on the inside of his arms as opposed to the red as well. Same as his legs. But yeah, other than that, pretty much the same. So just a different deco. So bringing in G1 Megatron here for a quick comparison there. There they are side by side. And you can obviously see the differences. I do think the yellow on the eyes is just a little bit different on the older version. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's not as hasn't been exposed to the light and things as much. But yeah, that is pretty much. You see the red on Megatron on there, and then you see the blue on the Walther P-38. Same thing with the inside of the arms there. You can just kind of tell there. And yeah, that's about it for comparisons. Not a whole lot. And that's my look at Takara Microman Microchange Gun Robo Series Walther P-38. Till all are one.